Nebraska is going to check in at number 10. They were right there in a bunch of games last year. They went 2-5 in one-score games. Can they turn it around? Yeah, they probably can. They're going to have a returning quarterback in Dylan Raiola, who was just a true freshman. So, yeah, you could say he made a lot of mistakes last year. But remember, you get some experience going and you get the continuity of having your coach back now for Matt Rhule. I think that they can probably take a little bit of a jump. You look at their year last year, it was progress. Year 2 with Rhule was almost really good, except for those one-score games, which I know you could be saying forever for Nebraska, but they snapped that 7-year streak without a bowl. That's progress. And then historically for Matt Rhule, year 3 has been a jump. You look at what he did at Temple, what he did at Baylor. He won at least 10 in year 3 at both locations. So is that a possible jump this year? You know, he's got an experienced quarterback. They upgraded at the wide receiver position from last year. Dane Key in from Kentucky, Hunter from Cal. They got some O-line help amongst their transfers. And then on defense, the front 7 has to replace some really good players, whom I was very impressed with a year ago. They played really well, in particular, even in a loss against Ohio State in the middle of that defensive line. But there's a lot of experience in that secondary still. To me, now it comes down to schedule. They've got a real shot to be 7-1 in their first 8 games going into November. Now, will they be? I'm not sure. They're going to have to win some of those close games, which historically has been a real issue for Nebraska. And then November doesn't seem that difficult. USC, probably their most difficult. At UCLA, bye week. At Penn State, clearly their toughest game. And then an Iowa game, which is obviously going to be huge for them late in the year. The key game for me is that USC game. They have that Michigan game early. Do they have to win that one? Probably not. Do they have to beat Penn State? Probably not. But then you look at that November 1st SC game, and that's the one that I'll be kind of looking at. And then you look at the ending of their schedule. If they can get past USC, even if Michigan were to beat them, even if Penn State were to beat them, now you look at that Iowa game, and now you're like, okay, do we have a chance at 10-2? I think 10-2, Nebraska probably goes.